Hey, how's everybody doing? Today I want to talk about self-sabotage because last time we talked about joy. We're actually also going to do some emotional freedom technique or tapping on this video. So I just need to let you guys know, I try not to think about these videos too much before I do them, because if I start to think about them too much, I'll talk myself out of it. You'll notice some videos where you will see where I have zero makeup on, because I have told myself I can't have any excuse. If I decide to do the video, I'm just going to do the video, or else I'll talk myself out of it. So if I think about it too much, I talk myself out of it. But then I watch some of them and I'm like, I wasn't prepared. I couldn't remember the title of the book. I felt like I was on the spot. So I just have to explain that to you. That's what happens, is I don't fully prepare myself for these videos, so I don't talk myself out of doing them, because I authentically want to help as many of you as I possibly can. So with that said, let's jump right on into self-sabotage, because so many of us are really good at it. Last time I recommended the book down in the notes, by Gay Hendricks. If I do this again, I'm gonna crack up, and I think I'm gonna do it again. Anyways, it's just basically about setting limits on yourself for happiness. And so that's what we subconsciously will do sometimes. Is so our focus was to find joy as much as we can for as long as we could. So some of you, it may have lasted an hour, and some of you it lasted a couple days. You told me about it, so thank you so much for sharing that with me, for not giving your power away and letting anyone to take joy from you. But sometimes we do it to ourselves because of our limiting beliefs. We will be feeling really, really good for a long time, and we're like, oh, well, wait a minute, it's time for something bad to come in, because I can't be this happy for this long, because I'm not enough based on how I was brought up, or because of my limiting beliefs about this, or, you know, things are going too well, I need the other foot to the other. Now I can't talk at all since I said something. But anyways, we're just basically sabotaging ourselves because of our own limiting beliefs, because of our limits that we have subconsciously put on our happiness. So I just had this download today that was wonderful, that came in with a client who was sabotaging herself, and what I got was a gauge. And so that's what I want you guys to focus on, is I want you to focus on what your gauge looks like for happiness or joy or success. So a lot of you, well, actually, I just want you to figure out what your gauge looks like. So I don't want to put anything in your head. What does your personal gauge look like? So for some of you, it is going to look like that gas gauge. And for most of you, you're going to see that your gauge is right in the middle. Some will see a little less, some will see a little more. So that's what your gauge is going to look like. For some of you, it's going to be like your body is the gauge, and that's how you're going to measure it. I don't care how you measure it. I just want you to tap into what that gauge of happiness and success and abundance looks like for you. So where does it have to get before, you know, up or down, here or there, before you start freaking out a little bit, getting uncomfortable, needing to sabotage it to find your value? What I want you to do is set the intention to shift that. So I'm not going to take all your time doing this here now, but just close your eyes, take a deep breath, feel where your gauge is at, and I want you to raise it. Just visually see it raise. And then I want you to feel it. If you were to raise your gauge, what would that feel like in your body? To allow for more happiness, more abundance, more freedom, more success to come in to your personal vibration. So we're raising this vibration, we're raising the gauge. And so I'm going to jump right in with the tapping, because this is video 11. Hopefully you guys have played with it. So just the reminder, do this as long as you need to feel it in your body. You don't have to stop just because I stop. I try to keep these short and sweet and simple for you, so that you guys can take them in a little bit at a time, and they're doable. So I just want you to tap on this karate chop point and just say, even though I have set these limits on myself, I love, accept, and forgive myself. Even though I subconsciously created these limits for my success, my happiness, my freedom, I love, accept, and forgive myself. Even though I will sabotage myself sometimes, subconsciously, of course, because that's what I do. I love, accept, and forgive myself. But I'm changing this. Today, I'm raising those limits. Today, I'm raising my vibration. Today, I'm raising my gauge. I'm allowing myself to feel safe longer. I'm allowing myself to feel happy, filled with joy longer. I'm allowing myself to feel successful and abundant longer. I'm allowing myself to feel free. I am raising my personal gauge, and I'm allowing it to be safe. I choose to release the limiting beliefs that I need to suffer. I choose to release the limiting beliefs that I don't deserve everything that I'm creating in my life that's good for me. I'm choosing to release all of those limiting beliefs that are holding me down. Deep breath. And I'm going to continue to do this until it does change. I want to embrace joy for as long as I can. And that's what I'm doing. I am allowing myself to be authentically happy and embrace joy. I'm allowing myself to be successful, to feel free and safe in doing this. No more limiting beliefs. I'm doing this for me. And so it is, and so I am. Thy will is done. Deep breath. So you can go through and do that many, many times until you start to feel the energy shift. And I also had a girlfriend say to me, which I love that she shared this with me. She told me, she's like, I'm lying to myself. She's like, I was lying to myself until we started doing some of that work together. She was like, you were the only person that helped me push through it and realize how bad I was lying to myself. And she says, when I do the EFT, if I'm not crying, I know I'm lying to myself. So don't get me wrong, that was like a happy tapping moment, but pay attention to that. Like if you find yourself like pushing your energy up so you don't have to feel the emotion, it's not going to be effective. So let the emotions come up if they need to come up. And if you want to go to a little deeper, I know, on my YouTube I have some that'll go a little deeper, and maybe I'll try to do a longer one for you guys so we can really get a little bit deeper with this work that we're doing. But that's what I wanted you guys to focus on today, and we'll probably address self-sabotage a few more times because we're all so good at it. But just playing with that gauge, and if you find yourself like coming close to it, feel free to just push it back up a little bit, see the light shine, raise your vibration a little bit more. Please let me know if you have any questions about any of these videos. I hope that you're finding them helpful, and if you are, please share with me and let me know. I think that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time. Continue to be the light and have a fabulous day.